New old guitar day today, but this time a very vintage guitar. A made in Japan, 1984 to 87 I think they're listed at, Squier. So this is picked up local off our Facebook marketplace. Once again, I do like fun of my guitars there. When I got there, the guy had already advertised and the case and the guitar itself, but didn't mention the strap, or this Boss ST2 power stack, or this Sonic Cake looper, or this cable and a stand. He just gave these to me because he's leaving for New Zealand. So he wanted them gone. So he just gave them to me, which is absolutely fabulous. You know, you don't turn these things down, and yeah, quite happy to do that. So let's get this open, because this is what I really want to talk to you about. I've been after one of these for quite some time. Squier, made in Japan. Now, looking at the serial number, and I've had a good look at the serial number. There's the trem arm. This is a 1986, I believe. So there you go. I'll have a quick look at the serial number there, if anybody's really familiar with these. But from the research I've done, this makes it a 1986. So vintage, 40 years old. In what cool, really quite reasonable condition for a 40-year-old guitar. It's not mint, no, it's been played. There's a little bit of wear on the first few frets, but not a huge amount, nothing that's horrendous. Had worse and sorted worse out. There's a bit too much relief for the neck, so I've got to sort that out. The grub screws on the bridge here are really quite high up. The action is really quite high. I'm not going to play this because, quite honestly, the strings are in such poor condition. I'll probably get tetanus. But I plugged it in, and the pickups do work, which is good. I don't know, anybody had one of these? Oh, Fender tuners as well. Let me just show you those. Try not to touch the strings, they're a bit worn, a bit, well, gunky actually, because they're not good at all. But the guitar itself is in fair condition. Yeah, I think it's had some use, it's been loved. There's a little bit of a nick on the back of the neck here, but nothing to worry about really. Yeah. With the case there, the hard case, which is a TGI hard case, and this amp, and all the other bits thrown in with it. I think £300 is quite reasonable. These are going for an awful lot more than that on eBay and on Reverb. When I say £300, I'm not quite sure how that converts into dollars if you're watching in the States or in somewhere in Europe in euros, or another far from part of the world. I don't really know. Yeah, so made in Japan. Now these, I think at the time, having read up on it before I bought it, these were being made in Japan alongside Fenders, or Fender batched. I think Fender had actually stopped making, I don't know how accurate this is, had actually stopped making anything else other than in Japan. And the ones that are actually named as being made in Japan with the Fenders, I think they go for really quite decent money. But these go for quite decent money as well. Oh, so pleased I got it. Yeah, I really have been looking for a real vintage 80s strap basically, and I was hoping to pick up one of these Squiers because they're a bit more reasonable in price than the Fenders. So I don't quite know what you think of that, and whether you got any experience of these, thoughts, opinions. I've been told they're good guitars. I spoke to a mate of mine who's had one of these. He encouraged me to go and buy it. He was a bit too far away from where he lives and where this guitar was. And all I'll say is it's my safe custody. So yeah, I'm going to do a full setup on it. I'm going to strip it right the way down. I'm going to take the neck off, look at the neck, straighten the neck, check and clean all the frets. Probably have to service the nut, clean the nut, looks a bit dirty. Probably if somebody's put some graphite pencil in at some stage. I'll take the scratch plate off, I'll clean all the pots, just make sure that the old contact spray clean in there. Probably, if there hasn't got any cavity shielding, shield the cavity. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get the action down. It may be because this is floating a bit, and taking the relief that's in the neck out might help it. If it doesn't, I may have to consider shimming it. But I'm going to have to take the neck off anyway to straighten it, because you've got the truss rod adjustment here down the heel. Because all that is, at the headstock end, is just a walnut dressing for some reason. Don't know why they do it. I suppose it's just an effect. Quite can't understand why you want to do that, but yeah, oh, the other nice thing as well, you can't see it because the back plate's still on. In there, these have a big block. I'll show this in more detail because I'll probably do a little video on setting this up. I'm going to tear it right the way down and rebuild it up and give it a really, really good setup, and getting it playing as well as I can do. And of course, having the trem arm as well, that means I can utilise the trem. I'm not a huge trem user anyway. So there you go, made in Japan, I reckon 1986, judging by the serial number, Squier Stratocaster. Is that a nice colour combination? The white, sort of a very aged vintage white. I think it's the original scratch plate, and there's no issues with the scratch plate at all. There's no cracks or anything else. Just a bit of sign of usage where people have used a plectrum and scraped down onto it. Yeah, I must admit these strings are absolutely really not good at all. Anyway, as I said, if you've got any experience and knowledge on these, please share it. Be interested to know, really. And yeah, I'll do a setup video on it, and then I'll do a final demo on it. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of relief in that neck. Yeah, but I think that'll probably help this action quite a bit. In the meantime, take very good care, and yeah, hope to see you soon. Yeah, looking forward to getting this sorted out and playing it for you. Take care now. Bye bye.